What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Hope you guys had a great day today. I caught some plays. Okay, it's not a bad day. Did I like a lot of things out of the gates? Not really. Did I wait for things to kind of set up? Develop. That was an absolute thing that I did today. I did miss Poly PALI or PALI. That was a great one. Pre-market runner. I did catch a nice move, but I'll go over that in a second. But CNXA was a big one for me. Again, this is a daily that I like to trade. That when it sets up and it gaps up or pulls back and wants to retest levels, that's a great thing. I'm going to go on the book real quick, but I wanted to show the daily. This had some nice sideways consolidation. Rejected a lot of areas right here. So 25 to the 26 was a big area on the daily for me. To not only reclaim, but I kind of squeeze out. Looking at intraday setups. This was a big one that you had to kind of wait for. This thing took its time. It consolidated, but it did not break down. Okay. Real quick on the book. I want to go over this pattern on the book too. This is the high that I put in. This was that open. This right here, to me, this was a lot of sellers getting absorbed. All right. There was a lot of liquidity right here. In fact, there was still more liquidity, so it's very important, right, to spread the book and kind of see that this liquidity got removed, but these 18s got tested. They got tested. They did a double bottom off it, and then seller exhaustion right here. There wasn't any more sellers to kind of push that through and break down, right? Look at this compared to tons of dailies that I trade, right? If this thing wanted to go lower, it was going to go lower and crack, okay? That's a great thing with the book, in my opinion, is having that up, tracking a lot of different things, and then showing the confluence of the daily, okay? So those held up there. That was great. Unfortunately, I missed those ads. That's okay. I waited later on, and I attempted to play this flag right here because I did not get the soak ads, okay? But that's okay. This flag setup happened right here over a previous area of interest where sellers did get absorbed and there was no breakdown, okay? Unfortunately, if you look right here at 30 cents, these are where buyers got absorbed, okay? And that's okay. So, even catching this was like a 16.5% return right there. It was pretty cool to try to play a flag again, right? That was cool for me at least, okay? Then after that, this thing kind of consolidated and set up, all right? When this set up, to me, this was like a controlled, very controlled price action, okay? You can see the range that I was trading in, all right? This is where I got interested right here. It's when, when there was actually liquidity on the bid side right here and right here, they removed it, but there was no follow through. There was no follow through, and this thing started putting some higher lows. You can see these higher lows right here on the book. And then if you want, you can even see them on your candlestick chart, okay? These higher lows set up, and there wasn't really any seller trying to push this down, all right? Now, when I say control, is that you can clearly see that there is control right here, okay? This area right here is where I got interested and actually went long. All right, so that 25, 26 level again on the daily. I'll show you again. This was that area where it rejected a lot of times, could not get breakthrough, could not break through, and then we finally gapped up and started to trade in that range, okay? Not only that, a little bit more clear, right? To me, if there was any shorts playing this pattern midday, it's clear as day is that anybody would have been in here, short wise would have been in these levels, maybe looking for a breakdown, the breakdown that never came. And that's why you started to see this, or to me, this is why I started to see this kind of get jiggy and kind of snap through these levels and then go ahead and test these levels. And I really wanted some pre-market highs, but this is a great example of a micro clear out from intraday levels and then just dumping and then making new lows right after that, okay? On the book, this was great to watch. You really had to be aware though, right, to look for continuation because there was no bid follow through. All right, but aggressive market buyers did come and sweep this and remove the liquidity off the book. And even when this area was being tested right here, all right, this did not break down. So this didn't do the same thing that it did early on over here, okay? So that was great, right? It didn't just, buyers didn't just get absorbed and then all of a sudden it gave back the whole move. It kind of consolidated a little bit up there and then attempted to make new highs, which was great. So this return was about 24%. So it was nice to get some two moves out of this one today because I missed Pally, right? Pally was phenomenal in the morning. Why? So again, that was the CNX trade. I wish I would have caught these. I was watching a few other names that I was wrong on, so I took a couple cuts, really tiny losses in the beginning of the day, and kind of just relaxed. I hung out, and then when I saw an opportunity, I did play this flag. Had some good VPA, you know, couple characteristics, looking for the first five to make a new high and see continuation and test the top of the flagpole. All right, I will not forget that strategy that I learned a long time ago. I just prefer to soak, right? Because this is a scalp, right? Why does it become a scalp? Is because once this breaks this high right here, now I'm looking left and see if we can reclaim pre-market highs, and then you know there's no more buyers, right, on the book. You know, this was I love this because of that reason, right? Once I see some buyers come over here and you know, remove this liquidity, to me this is buyers either getting absorbed and there's no continuation, there's no more follow through on the best offer, and this is not opening up. So to me, you know, there's no more liquidity at 30 cents. I wanted to see that go. So now I'm starting to, you know, liquidate my position and get out, right? No support. So this thing started to tick down and started to just give back the move, right? And that's okay. All right. You know, same thing up here, right? Once these areas were here were removed off the book, I wanted to see that continuation. I thought we were going to get it right here, you know, especially when they did a book flip. If you see this right here, you know, as 30 broke, you know, 200K came on the book. I thought we were going to go. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. This was a spoof that was pulled. It kind of chopped around for a little bit. So you had about, you know, let's say about a minute, you know, about a minute and a half, probably about a minute to make a decision to say, hey, am I going to scale? Am I going to get out of here before this dump came? So, you know, that was great. That was a great return. You know, that would have been even better if it went higher. But, you know, I took what I can from the day on that one. All right. Pally. Pally was great. You know, Pally was great. This one had, you know, this one did a setup, a structure where it kind of popped up and pulled all the way back. But this was a daily level. If this thing was going to make new lows, it was going to make new lows. But this thing had a lot of volume pre-market and then started to crank. All right. There's a couple spots too on this one. Going back on and reviewing this one, where you could have had some opportunities to even get over here. To me, off these 90s, see some sellers get absorbed. No more follow through, and then we got some bidders on the book staying here. Right. We got some front runners hanging around. And then we have some more bidders following up with this. This makes some higher lows. And then attempts over here. And then squeezes out right here going into open. Okay. Unfortunately, this did halt down, right? And this is where I played this setup. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Let me go back to Poly. Didn't really catch a lot of this, but here we go. This is another micro clear that did not hold. And this is the long I got. I got 20 cents out of this one. Nothing too crazy. Right here, I think I got yeah, a little 20% move on that one. So for me, if I'm missing a move and I can get 20% somewhere, that's a great trade for me. I did not play this heavy. This one is it was gapped up too high for me. I'm not going to put a lot of risk on something that's gapped up too high yet. You know, I'd rather soak and accumulate some size on things that are a lot lower, where I can see a better return, right? A better RR for my return on that one. You know, so this was just another, you know, short trap micro clear out right here, where they tried, held, and then they cleared them out, and then it finally just gave in right here. You know, so again, right? So where you're playing this, if you look on the daily right here, right, where these crosshairs are in this one, this is why I don't really like to put on a lot of risk, because we're, you know, we're so gapped up already. You know, To me, if it works, okay, cool. But if it doesn't, that's also cool. Okay. Um, this is that dump that happened right here, and this is where it went and made new highs. Now, okay, important to zoom in on this book. This one traded absolutely so different than a lot of these other ones that I trade. It just had so much controlled price action between the best offer and then the best bid, back and forth. I mean, this is the type of auctioning that I saw on Pally the whole entire time this was trading, right? It was very tight when it wanted to be tight. You know, they had bids and offers, really tight controlled price action. This is where we saw some more bids come on the book, which helped we get a nice squeeze up here. But there wasn't any really bigger bids that were following up on this to me, right? We're gapped up a lot. You know, there's not a lot of bids following up through this, but it had this tight price action, which is really cool to move forward. So, you know, if I ever see something like this, I'll have a better understanding of it. But for me, I like to stick, you know, if this would have set up a little different for me, you know, where we're setting up daily wise, right? And this is popping up, right? So nice sideways consolidation. We have some levels to gap up over. But if this would have set up, kind of pulled back and hung around here and then made this move, that would have been fantastic. But it did that pre-market. So Jay caught that. Congrats on that one. You know, if you watch this video too, that was a great ad. Those 50s down there was phenomenal, right? I even said in chat, it's got a base here, right? If it's not, it's just gonna make a new little, you know, basically. So that was great ads on that one. Yeah, I was a little butthurt on that one for missing that and going to cook breakfast for the kids, but what are you going to do? All right, so great trades today. Let's continue the momentum. Stick to your rules. Stick to your playbook, guys. Very important. There can be a lot of things going on, you know, but if you're disciplined enough and you stick to what you know and you keep practicing, you'll be able to see some continued percent returns daily, right? And if it doesn't, something doesn't happen, you take a tiny loss that day and you relax until the next day sets up, right? And you look for your dailies that you practiced, that you back tested, that you actually played. You know, I think the worst thing that I see a lot of traders do is get lucky or attempt to take trades and then all of a sudden get green for a little bit and then they go on a long, you know, streak of messing up and not knowing why to correct themselves. So that's important. Yeah. All right, guys. Much love. Peace out, Mikey.